The air hung heavy, thick with tension. Mule Creek State Prison, not a place for the faint of heart. Within its fortified walls, shadows whispered stories of despair, echoes of crimes long past, and a man named Scott Peterson, convicted. But was he guilty? The question lingered. Scott Peterson, a name synonymous with a crime that shocked a nation. The murder of his pregnant wife, Laci, and their unborn child. A crime that painted him a monster in the eyes of many. Yet, behind the bars, he was just another inmate, trying to navigate the brutal reality of prison life. He clung to the hope of freedom, the hope that the truth would surface. His lawyers were working tirelessly. The Los Angeles Innocence Project had taken his case. There was a glimmer of light in the darkness, but for now he was trapped, a prisoner of his past. His gaze drifted to the prison yard, a beacon of activity in the monotony of confinement. And in the corner, a pickleball court, an unlikely setting for the drama about to unfold. The pickleball court, a small rectangle of concrete, a net strung taut in the middle, the sound of plastic meeting paddle, a distraction, a brief escape. Even in prison, life found a way to play on. Scott Peterson gripped his paddle, his focus narrowed to the green ball, a temporary reprieve from the weight of his conviction. Every swing, every point, a small victory, a way to reclaim a semblance of normalcy. But normalcy was a luxury he couldn't afford. Not anymore. Not within those walls. The tension was palpable. An undercurrent of hostility simmered beneath the surface. The other inmates. They knew who he was, what he was accused of. Their stares burned into him, judgment and suspicion in their eyes. The game progressed, or the rallies grew longer, the competition fierce. Emotions ran high, a stray shot, a muttered curse. The fragile peace was about to shatter. The pickleball whizzed past his ear, a deliberate miss, a provocation. Scott Peterson felt a surge of anger. He turned towards his opponent, another inmate, face contorted in a sneer, eyes filled with malice. "What the hell was that?" Peterson growled, his voice raspy from disuse. The other inmate laughed, a cruel, humorless sound. "You scared, Peterson?" he taunted. "Maybe you should stick to killing pregnant women." The words pierced through Peterson's defenses. Raw anger surged within him. Years of pent-up frustration and resentment boiled over. He lunged at the other inmate, his fist connecting with a sickening thud. Chaos erupted. The other inmates rushed in, some trying to separate them, others eager to join the fray. The pickleball court transformed into a scene of violence. Fists flew, bodies collided, the air thick with the sounds of struggle and shouts. The guards arrived, their shouts booming across the yard. Order was restored, but the damage was done. Scott Peterson lay on the ground, his body aching, his face bruised. But it was the emotional pain that cut deeper, the constant reminder of his situation, the weight of his conviction. The incident sent ripples through the prison and beyond. News of the altercation reached the outside world, reigniting the debate surrounding his case. Was he a victim of circumstance or a cold-blooded killer? The Los Angeles Innocence Project remained steadfast. They pointed to inconsistencies in the original trial, the lack of physical evidence, the questionable witness testimonies. Their efforts offered a glimmer of hope, a chance for Peterson to clear his name. But the road to justice was long and arduous. The legal system, a complex and often unforgiving beast. As Scott Peterson sat in his cell, nursing his wounds, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was trapped in a nightmare. A nightmare he couldn't wake from. a nightmare where justice seemed like a distant echo.